po sana initially doon sa Correctional Institute for Women sa Mandaluyong. However, during the supposed transfer po ay she felt ill po. That's why the House of Representatives issued another order na instead po doon sa Women's Correctional ay ilipat po siya at dalhin po sa Veterans Memorial Hospital po. However, hindi po natuloy po yon because meron pong interference. In fact, if I may share, yung video po, kumakalat naman po ito. In fact, galing po ito sa grupo nila na yung mismong head po ng security po ni BP Sara ay tinulak yung police po natin. At hindi po ito ordinaryong police, siya po ay doktor. And he was precisely present there to assist at siguraduhin na, ayan po, si Dr. Jason Villamor po, police po siya na naka-assign po sa QCPD. He was specifically instructed to assist po the patient at dalhin po siya personally po doon sa Veterans Hospital. However, tinulak po siya ng mismong security po ni BP Sara, si Colonel Lachica, at we cannot let this pass. This is obviously can qualify to a case of direct assault. In fact, pwede po itong masabi na qualified direct assault because he is also a public officer. Malinaw po sa ating mga batas na kung ikaw ay public officer and you lay hands against a agents of a person's authority whose presence there is by virtue of his performance of his official duty. He was directed to assist the patient and yet he received some cursing, but he exercised self-restraint at hindi po pumatol. But you can see in the video na tinulak po siya mismo. So we will file the necessary cases against Colonel Lachica and others who interfered doon po sa implementation po ng orders ng Congress po. Maliban po sa direct assault, ma'am, ay we are studying the possible cases aside from direct assault is yung pong violation po ng Article 159, yung pong resistance and disobedience to a persons in authority or its agents po. So it is clear na supposedly ay dadalhin po at may written request po ang House of Representatives through the Sergeant of Arms Office sa PNP po para i-assist sila na i-implement po yung transfer from the Veterans Hospital, and yet po ay there were interference at instead of sa Veterans po ay dinala po siya sa St. Luke's po. So obviously there are some resistance and disobedience po na nangyari po dyan na pinwersa po. Forced transfer po ang nangyari po dyan at corresponding criminal cases are being prepared by the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group against Vice President Sara Duterte, her security escorts, and some of her staffs po. So ang PNP po ngayon ay dinodocument po lahat ito. May naka-body-worn cameras naman po yung ating mga police. This is precisely the reason po why our Chief PNP requested the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines for the identities of all Vice President Security Protection Group personnel who were present during the said interference po. Yes, supposedly po ay again through because of the assistance, meron pong written request ang House of Representatives. That is why nagpadala po ang PNP ng QCPD ambulance. Supposedly doon po isasakay si Asek Laika at si Dr. Jason Villamor po ang naatasang mag-assist. But however, hindi po nangyari yon because of interference at dinala po siya at sinakay po sa isang private ambulance na nirentahan po nila at yun nga, natuloy po sila sa St. Luke's. Sa Veterans po.
Tapos from St. Luke's, tsaka pala ipinalik ng Philippines.
After Asek Laika was discharged, naglabas po ng discharge order po ang St. Luke's at again, in compliance with the order of the House of Representatives, ay kailangan po siyang ilipat sa isang government hospital which is precisely being done. Hindi lang dito po sa kaso na ito na normally hindi po tayo nagpapadala sa private hospital kundi sa government owned and controlled hospitals po. So yan po yung and if you may recall also that entails the the appearance po ni General Torre because yung mga police po natin, junior officers po, were being ignored and disregarded po. That's precisely the reason why General Torre was seen the one reading the order issued by the House of Representatives for the transfer of Asek Laika Lopez from St. Luke's to Veterans Memorial Hospital po. Yes, kung makikita nyo po doon sa sinare po natin na yung una. Yan po, si Dr. and Police Lieutenant Colonel Ivan Villamor trying to assist po the patient at itinulak po siya.
Sino po yun?
Si Colonel La Chica po.
The VP at
Yes po, siya po yung head po ng BPSPG po.
qualified.
Yes po, because again, we are studying na it can be elevated to qualified direct assault because he lay hands against a public agents of a persons while in the performance his official duty po. We're still waiting po ma'am yung formal communication coming from the Armed Forces of the Philippines for the identities po. Our Chief PNP formally sent a letter to our Chief of Staff requesting for the names of those BP, SPG personnel who were on duty on that particular time po. I have to check po at ongoing lang po kasi yung hearing ngayon, nandun si General Torre. I cannot confirm whether isa po yun sa isasampa o yun na po yung pagsampa po ng kaso. I understand po we're still waiting, at least on the part of the CIDG, they're still waiting for the identities of some of the security escorts who were present in this particular instance po. I have to check po ma'am. I have to check po muna after this po just to confirm whether or not kung yung pong presence po ng QCPD personnel sa Quezon City Hall is in relation to these cases po. If you remember ma'am, last July, we recalled 75 PNP personnel detailed po sa Vice Presidential Security Protection Group because they were downloaded po sa NCRPO and we retain at least 31. However, these 31 PNP personnel detailed under BP SPD or Presidential Vice President Security Protection Division which is under the BPSPG ay underutilized po ito, hindi po ito nagamit, yung naiwan po ng 31. This is again prerogative of our Vice President. That's why they were recalled since underutilized. But yesterday po I understand meron po tayong pinadala additional na 24 PNCO, non-commissioned officer and 1 PCO, so total po ng 25 to complement po yung BPSPG po.
Ma'am, totoo yung 25 ito na yung magiging security ni BP at pull out na yung 345 from AFP?
As to the pull-out po ng 300 plus AFP contingent po sa BPSPG, I think the best person to ask there is the representative from AFP. But on the part of the PNP, I can confirm that we sent 25 PNP personnel sa BPSPD which is under the BPSPG and the BPSPG is under PSC po. So yun ang kaya kong i-confirm. Now we sent yesterday po yung ating 25 PNP personnel. I also confirmed that that question po. But as on the part of the PNP po, we don't have any information with respect po sa alleged threat against the Vice President. But nonetheless, the PNP is open to collaboration and cooperation. At kung meron man po, I'm pretty sure and I'm just assuming as part of security protocols po, this should have been communicated. Any threat against the Vice President should have been communicated with the Presidential Security Command, since it is the command who is responsible for the security and safety of the Vice President. So kung meron man, ay dapat na i-communicate po ito, and the PSC, if there is a need for police assistance, then we will readily provide it po.
Clarify lang, yung sa 31 na naiwan natin utilize na record, binaway, tapos kahapon pinalitan nyo ng 25 kilometers, nasa 25 overall.
Pinadala po yun kahapon. Yan po yung effectivity po ng 25 is kahapon. Pero last July, if you may recall, katulad ng sinabi ko, we recall 75, we remain po yung 31, but they were underutilized. So hindi po sila ginamit. So ni-recall po sila dito sa Krami po. But yesterday po, there was a request from the Armed Forces of the Philippines for the PNP complement po under the BPSPG. That is precisely the reason why we sent 25 PNP personnel yesterday na detail po sa Vice Presidential Security Protection Division, which is under the Vice President Security Protection Group po. That was I think triggered by the possible recall of some of the AFP personnel under detail po sa PSPG as a result of what happened po last Saturday po.
So may agreement yung PNP at AFP when it comes to providing security ng pull out ng pagkakas ng mga
This is a normal procedure, sir. This is not only limited po sa security po ng ating Vice President, dahil even po sa Vice Presidential Security Command, meron po tayong dinidetail na PNP personnel doon. So kung kailangan may i-recall at kung kailangan i-add po, there's already an agreement on that aspect po. So with respect po sa case po ni Vice President po, there was a request from the Armed Forces of the Philippines to send a compliment po coming from the PSPG. Ay nagpadala po tayo kahapon ng 25 PNP personnel na who would be detailed po sa Vice Presidential Security Protection Group. 25 po, 25. 1 na PCO and 24 PNCO po. Underutilized po sila, naiwan po sila noon nung pinull out po natin nung July po noon because they were downloaded. Kasama po yung 75 po na yun sa more than 400 na PSPG o yung police security personnel na pinull out ng PSPG at dinownload po sa NCRPO. So we retained the 31, however they opted not to utilize it. So sayang naman po, sumusweldo po itong mga pulis po na ito and they were underutilized. So ni-recall po sila dito sa Krami po and they were distributed po doon po sa mga nangangailangan po ng PSPs. But yesterday, there was a request coming from the Armed Forces of the Philippines. This is precisely the reason why we sent the 25 PNP personnel po. PSPG po, PSPG. That is, I have to check po. I have the names but I have to confirm po whether they are part of the previous 31 po o iba po ito. I have to check po. Yes ma'am, pursuant to a order issued by RTC Pasig today po, November 27 by 4 p.m. we expect na we will be transferring po the custody of Apollo Cubuloy to the Pasig City Jail pursuant to the court order issued that po. Hindi na po, diretso na po siya. Kung matatandaan niyo po, nung mahuli po natin siya nung September 8, he was temporarily detained po dito po sa custodial facility to give way po doon sa order po ng court na mag-undergo po siya ng medical assessment because of the motion filed by their camp na requesting na ma-house arrest po siya or hospital arrest. That was denied by the courts, but however the court ordered po the PNP to conduct a medical finding. So natapos na po yun, nakapag-comply na po tayo sa korte. But if you may recall, last November 8 hanggang November 16, he was given medical furlough po sa Heart Center po, and then ito po, may panibago po uling lumabas na order na hanggang today po ay dapat makabalik na po siya. So nung November 22 po ay nag-issue po ang korte ng RTC po ng Pasig para i-transfer po yung kanyang custody po, dahil remember po, temporary lang naman po yung kanyang detention dito sa Krami, and since tapos na po yung medical assessment at nakapag-submit na po tayo ng compliance sa korte, so there is no more reason for him to stay po dito sa Krami po. At malinaw naman po yan na dapat po doon po siya at yung iba pa pong mga nakakasuhan na dapat nakakulong po sila sa BGNP pending po yung trial ng kanilang mga cases po. We expect po, mamaya po, kausap ko po kanina si General Radel Ramos, so hindi na po dadaan sa Krami yan. We expect by 4 p.m. po ay nasa Pasig City Jail na po siya. Well, for one po, this is again in compliance with the court order po, at sinabi ko nga po kanina na yung kanyang detention naman po talaga dito ay temporary, and we welcome po the order issued by the court, at definitely it entails financial and human resources po kapag tayo po ay nag-escort sa kanya papunta sa hospital, papunta po sa mga court appearances po nila. Definitely po mga more or less mga 40 to 60 PNP personnel lagi ang kasama dyan sa convoy kapag kailangan po siyang i-transfer to and from the venues po. So definitely, this will ease po the burden on the part of the HSS po in providing security escort every time he needs to go out of Camp Crame po. By 4 p.m. po, we expect po by 4 p.m. po ay aalis na, ay maililipat na po siya. So, we'll provide you updates po kung what time po yung expected departure po niya sa hospital po. Just to provide you some updates lang muna before answering your question po. As of 10 a.m. po today, mga more or less na sa mga 100 po na mga tao po yung nagko-converge po doon sa likod po ng EDSA Shrine, and I understand they were allowed by the management of the EDSA Shrine, provided po na yung purpose po nila, pagpapasok po sila sa chapel po doon ay magdadasal po sila, at they are prohibited from engaging in any protest action, particularly inside the chapel po. So hindi rin po sila pinayagan na mag-overnight po doon sa loob ng chapel. There are some videos na lumalabas po, if I may share again, na yung iba po doon, allegedly, again, let me reiterate, allegedly, were transported from their barangays papunta po doon sa lugar. Pinangakuan daw po na babayaran po sila at pakakainin po. In fact, yung iba po sa kanila ay nagreklamo dahil allegedly ang pangako sa kanila ay bibigyan sila ng 500 for 3 days, pero ang ibinigay lang ay 200 po. Nandyan po, it was documented. Di ko alam kung sino po yung nagpalabas nito. We just want to share it with you po. Ito po yung isang tao na nagsasabi. Lakas. Ito po yung nagkukwento na isang tao na hinatak lang sila ng kanilang mga barangay para pumunta doon. At mamaya ipapakita din, parang may mga resibo pa nung mapagbigay sa kanila ng 200 po. only just providing you this po, mamaya. Sinasabi lang po ng tao na ito, may mga kapitbahay po sila, in-invite po sila na pumunta po dito sa lugar na ito, sa EDSA, particularly for 3 days with the commitment na babayaran po sila. Yung ibang videos pa na binigay sa akin na nakita natin. Ito po yung nililista po yung mga pangalan po nila. Nililista po nung binibigyan, naabutan po sila allegedly ng mga kinumit po sa kanila po na pera po, na yung una daw po allegedly ay 500 daw po yung ipinangako sa kanila, but it turned out doon po sa ito po, ipapakita po natin itong yung logbook po na yan. Yan po, medyo pinilabuan lang namin yung mga pangalan po, nakalagay po dyan 200 po. So isa-isa pong ipinigay. So yan po, hindi po galing sa amin yan. Nakita lang po namin yan, kumakalat po sa social media. So I'm not sure po kung ito po, if you are referring to the same scheme po, kung bakit naandun po sila. Without demeaning po yung purpose and meaning po ng mga tao po na nandoon. Sana naman, again, we don't want to prejudge po yung mga kababayan po natin dito na napangakuan at na nagamit po for their own vested interest po. So we're not sure if this is true, we're just sharing it because kumakalat po ito sa social media po. Lahat naman po tayo may kakapatan magpahayag ng ating mga saloobin, pero at this point in time, yung ating pakiusap sa ating mga kababayan, let us all be discerning sa lahat po ng lumalabas. Marami pong may mga personal and vested interest po na sinasakyan po yung mga political issues ngayon. Ang pakiusap natin, let us spare the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police from this political noise. Nakafocus po tayo sa pagtupad po ng ating tungkulin. Ang inyong mga kapulisan at kasundaluhan po ay mga professional na mga individual. Alam po natin kung ano po yung mga dapat nating sundin na mga legal orders, at naniniwala po tayo na lahat po ng sundalo at pulis ay mga professional at tapat po sa mga sinumpaang tungkulin po nila. We will remain political and non-partisan sa kabila ng mga ganitong mga political noises, and we will respect the duly constituted authorities, and we will remain loyal to the Constitution po. We'll have to check po, sir. We'll have to check kung meron pong barrel na registered under her name po at meron pong firearms. We'll provide you later information po. We will have to check sa provisions po ng Republic Act 10591 and its implementing rules and regulation po, if this would qualify as one of the grounds for the possible revocation and cancellation po ng LTAP and firearms registration po. We'll give you more information on this po. Timeline, hindi po natin ito minamadali kasi remember po, marami pong tao na individual na kailangan po natin na i-identify. This is precisely the reason why our Chief PNP no less requested po the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines for the names of those AFP personnel who were deployed during the incident po. Yes, meron pong imprisonment and meron pong fine po dyan. So, I understand, ang parusa po sa direct assault po, if I'm not mistaken, is yes po, bailable naman po, For violation po ng Article 151 RPC o yung pong resistance and disobedience to a persons in authority or their agents po, ay meron po yan parusa na aresto mayor, at fine po ng 100,000. So mga 6 months po yan. And then fine po ng 100,000 po. Opo. Yung sa direct assault po ay opo, yun po yung article 151 po. Doon po sa direct assault po ay i-text ko na lang, sir. Para hindi po ako magkamali po. Opo. Opo. Yes po. Yung personal na lang po ng HSS po. Ang penalty po ng Article 148 po, direct assault po, ay prison correctional po o 6 years po. Maximum of 6 years at may penalty po ng 200,000 po. Yes po, mas mabigat po yung qualified direct assault po, but it's very clear po, stated in the law po, kapag ka ang suspect po dito o yung offender po is also a public officer that lays a hand doon po sa ating agents of a person's authority while in the performance of their duty, mas mabigat po ito.